Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahi alhamd. Alhamdulillah, my fellow respected Muslim brothers and sisters in Islam, these are the words that were recited a few days back or a couple days back for our Eid prayer. As you know, when one compares our Eid prayer to the prayers of other religions, cultures, etc., although it is a moment of happiness, a moment of joy, a moment in which we celebrate, a moment in which we dress our children up, sometimes dress ourselves up, there is one thing that always remains in the background, that it is not just a holiday or a day of fun, but also at the same time, it is a day of ibadah. That is why when it relates itself to the Eid, you'll see us repeatedly, especially in the morning hours, making Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continually the focal point. So while we are dressed up, while we are happy, while we are enjoying ourselves, we don't forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that supreme being that cannot be ever forgotten. That's why there's a beautiful saying, when we remember Allah when we are happy, Allah will remember us when we are sad. And of course we ask Allah to never make us sad, but the implications of this given statement is, it is very unfair that we forget Allah when we are happy, and when we are sad, we remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for the record, yes, we agree Allah never forgets anyone, whether they are happy or they are sad. But the ulama derive that when we remember Allah in moments like these, then Allah continues to remember us. In other words, is more merciful to us when things may sometimes not go right for us. Having said that, how does one remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in happiness? My brothers and sisters, when we are celebrating the Eid, sometimes we forget what Allah expects of us. For example, when we are celebrating and you are dressed up and you are enjoying, you may forget the poor. So what does Allah say to us to do? Allah says, in order for your fast to not be suspended, try to fulfill what is known as the Sadaqatul Fitr. The Sadaqatul Fitr is that charity that we give, hopefully before the Eid Salah, and for those that forgot to give, you can still give it. It's roughly about, depending on the time period, etc., roughly about $10. And the reason why we give the poor this $10 is so that just as we can enjoy the Eid, they also can appreciate a single meal, a good meal, and a better connection time with their family. And this is very, very important. My brothers and sisters in Islam, another very important thing about the Eid is that the Prophet of Allah says, every group out there had a celebration, and ours is the Eid. That is why, while we are celebrating, not only do we remember the poor, but for those that have the ability, try to go to the graveyard. And if you cannot do it on Eid day, at least do it after the Eid. Now I know some people will say, why do you have to go to the graveyard? My brothers and sisters, when we are very, very happy, sometimes we forget what is expected or more appreciated from us. So when we go to the graveyard on days of happiness, it brings about a balance in our lives. That yes, I must enjoy, but while I must enjoy, I must also remember that there are people that moved on, and I too am going to move on. So I have to be balanced in my moments of appreciation and enjoyment. Also, other things we are called upon to do on this given day is that yes, we'll be meeting a lot of people. We'll be interacting with a lot of people. And we've got to better monitor our tongue. Sometimes when our daughters look very pretty and very good, we pick on the daughters of others. Sometimes when our sons look the very best, we pick on the sons of others. And simple things like this we may do which is not so simple in its implications, we may ask things like, so why is your daughter not married yet? Why did your son not get into law school or medical school or this school or that school? Or, I believe I heard you are divorced. How is that working out for you? No, my brothers and sisters, the day of Eid is not a day to pick on people. The day of Eid is to empower people, is to make people feel good, is to make people feel positive, and is to bring people closer to you for better and longer lasting relationships. And also the day of Eid is to do such positive things that we don't wipe out and we don't remove, we don't eliminate the good things we have done in the month of Ramadan. That is why if we can at least hold on to the good things of Ramadan, it can be a continual blessing. And one recommendation is the fast of Shawwal. The fast of Shawwal, it comes in a hadith that if you fast 6 days in this given month, that means the month after Ramadan, it doesn't have to be all at once. You can space it out as you like. It says your reward, inshallah, provided, of course, you kept the fast of Ramadan and you keep this 6 extra fast. Your reward, inshallah, will be for an entire year. So it's something we should work on. So let's not forget, hopefully, our 6th fast. It's not mandatory that we do it. It's not farz that we do it, but it's very good. It's a very good sunnah to fulfill. And also, hopefully, by fasting it, we'll go back to some of the good things we have learned in Ramadan, and we'll keep this tradition throughout going. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all. If I have not had an opportunity to meet you for Eid, I hope that you had a great Eid. I hope that Allah blessed your Eid. And I hope the goodness of Eid will not be forgotten. And let's use Ramadan and Eid as a way to build our community together and continue being, inshallah, the best we can be. And if I have not said Eid Mubarak to you, Eid Mubarak to you and your family. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.